It's time to watch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. This one. Let's do this.
Go, go, Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers!
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, the theatrical experience of the year 1995 that every child just had to see, and if you didn't, you weren't cool. I mean, you had to see this movie, and you had to see it now, because it's Power Rangers. Power Rangers in the 90s was an interesting experience for me. I would often watch it before school, and I kind of snuck it, because my parents weren't like amazed with Power Rangers. They were like, maybe, you know, it was a lot of punching, kicking, but okay. And over the years, entertainment like Dragon Ball Z became the norm for me, and punching and kicking was okay. But for a few months there, they were like, Power Rangers is a little violent, Chris. So I kind of thought it was this cool thing that I was almost kind of getting away with, you know? Power Rangers has an interesting history in America. A lot of people didn't know about this growing up, but this was originally a Japanese television show, and a lot of the American footage is just shot to be integrated with the original Japanese action shots. So we have a lot of stuff that's from the original show incorporated with new American storylines. When I was a kid, I was like, wow, this is so cool, but now when you look at it, you're like, wow. All the action stuff is so Japanese. And similar to my crush on Melissa Joan Hart from Clarissa Explains It All, I had a bit of a thing for the Pink Ranger, and I think a lot of guys my age kind of did because she was hot. When I was a kid, it was like, damn, the Pink Ranger, like that's the level. That's right there, the impossible. You know, that'll never happen. The Pink Ranger, that'll never happen. That's the highest that my 11-year-old brain reached at that point. And because of the incredible popularity of the show in America, we eventually got the film, and this film is entirely American. All of the footage was shot here in America. There's no incorporated Japanese stock footage here. And, you know, this film is great for about 30 minutes. And then it really starts to suck. When I watch this movie, there's not a single part of me expecting greatness. I know what I'm getting into. I hope there's a lot of kung fu sequences and hilarious 90s action music and a lot of really terrible acting. And for the first 30 minutes, it's like that. It's just a lot of fun, stupid scenes with teenagers rollerblading and doing insane stunts that are clearly just for the camera, opening the movie with a skydiving sequence that's completely unnecessary, but gratefully, mostly in camera and fairly realistic. All that stuff is the Power Rangers stuff I like. Even the big over-the-top villain, hilariously portrayed by Paul Freeman. That's right, Belloc from Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm perfectly fine with Ivan Ooze, and I love all that stuff. This is how I want my Power Rangers. I want cheesy, guilty pleasure garbage. Unfortunately, after the 30-minute mark, once the plot kicks in and they have to save Zordon because he's dying and they have to get zapped to some faraway planet, this movie just becomes incredibly boring from then on, and there's really nothing else about it that I like. Let's talk in depth about this movie. It opens with a 3-paragraph crawl in space. We've never seen that ever in a film. I can tell you that's for sure. So a digging crew unearths Ooze's egg that he's been trapped in for who knows how long, and he eventually is released, and he sends all of his cronies after the Power Rangers. Now this fight scene is my favorite scene in the entire film because it's hilarious. This is what I want in my Power Rangers. I just want over-the-top insanity. The music is amazing. This song is so bad. It's incredible. I love it.
Action boy now! Action girl now! It's a
And the best part of this sequence, and when I say the best part, I mean the worst part, is all of their one-liners that are so obviously ADR'd.
Custom makeup!
Let me get the door!
And of course, instead of just like running really fast, everyone in this movie has to flip everywhere. And it's amazing.
See ya!
Right behind you, Kimberly!
Now it's finally Morphin time, and we get to see them in their outfits, and that's where this movie becomes a lot of fun. I love them kicking ass in their outfits. I don't give a shit. This movie sucks, but I love this scene because it's amazing in every way. And every time they move, there's a sound effect. I spoofed it in my intro to this video. Every single movement is a sound effect.
These guys are tough.
Let's finish these purple parasites.
You said it.
And the wire work, oh my gosh, the wire work is a thing of beauty. We have so many sequences that are just gorgeous to look at. I mean, it's the best wire work since Jet Li's The One. If you've never seen The One, you're really not missing anything. Maybe I'll do a Hilariocity of that one day. And this scene gets even better right about here. That's what I need. That right there is what I need. If the entire film was like that, this would be an A+ movie. It'd be the best movie ever made. It'd be the best movie since Citizen Kane. It'd be the greatest thing of all time. Unfortunately, unfortunately, the rest of the movie isn't like that. But the bad guys disintegrating and exploding everywhere, that's what I need. Now here comes this movie's first example of CGI, which is inexcusably bad for the entire film. And this is our first look at what we have in store.
Double whammy? You're on.
So let's talk about the Blue Ranger and his Stegostinger. This thing is, yeah, it's about as slow as molasses.
Stegostinger! Did you miss me?
I don't really see the point of that weapon. Like, it gives the bad guy the biggest warning that you're coming. It's like, Stegostinger! Okay, I'm there. Whoops, you already shot me 17 times. And on that same theme, you really gotta love the White Ranger's wire work powers. To demonstrate how perfect this scene is, observe the way in which the Blue Ranger asks if his friend is okay.
You okay?
I mean, from now on, whenever one of my friends is hurt or I think something's wrong, I'm gonna do that. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do an amazing spin, complete with an over-the-top sound effect, just to check on them. Because that's how you get shit done. So Zordon is dying because Ivan Ooze destroyed the command center, so they have to get to like a distant planet where there's like a superpower of some kind that they can like harness within them to save Zordon, and the only way they can get there is by using this.
How can we get in?
Maybe if I can download the very last plasmatic morphing gem into the transport core, I might have just enough power to get you there.
Okay. So Ivan Ooze creates a big army of birds. And the Rangers explore a distant planet that's definitely not Earth. And the hilarious bird army attacks, and we get a little bit of a fight scene where they lose, until they're rescued by somebody. Now look, there are very few moments in film that have caused me to audibly shout, "What the fuck?" And this movie has one of them. Now, gratefully, this girl that showed up knows everything. Like, she just has everything. She knows it all. The entire story, everything that the Power Rangers have to do, she knows it. She's got it all in her brain. She's perfect. She has everything. She's ready. She came complete with the script for this movie. And she blows like some magical pixie dust on the Rangers so that they can discover their inner animal spirits. Meanwhile, the evil and scheming Ivan Ooze creates a zombie army of all the kids' parents, and the kids are like, yay, no school, nothing, let's have a big party. Oh, the 90s were amazing. So as the Power Rangers walk around on this planet and walk and walk and walk and walk, Ooze forces the adults to dance. So, you know, that's a good scene to watch in this movie. It's at this point that the movie really starts getting weighed down for me because I want to see the Rangers in their suits kicking ass with hilarious 90s rock music. That's why I watched this movie. That's why I watched the Power Rangers. I don't watch for like this elongated, scheming Ivan Ooze plan bullshit and then walking around on some planet discovering their inner animal spirits. I don't need that shit. Let's just watch them punch things and they disintegrate into a big puddle of purple ooze. That's what I like. So after the Blue Ranger makes a current pop culture joke for 1995,
welcome to Jurassic Park.
Very funny, Adam.
we get a big dinosaur bone sequence, which gratefully isn't terrible mid-90s CGI. And speaking of that terrible mid-90s CGI that I was just saying I was glad wasn't in this movie, here's this shit. So the Rangers find the legend of the Hidden Temple, and a big battle erupts with some rock monsters that come to life, or whatever they are. And it's during this scene that it became incredibly apparent how often Tommy is always saving Kimberly. It just gets old after a while.
Hang on, Kimberly! Hang on, Kimberly!
So next they find the pyramid of the animal food groups and they get their armors back. Yay! And then there's praying mantis bug thingies with mid-90s CGI. Yay! And this is where like the movie just completely falls apart. I mean, like, it wasn't really good ever, but I expect a movie like this to not be good. This is like guilty pleasure material here, but this is where the movie really falls apart. Where the show had like men in suits or miniatures. This movie has a miniature we'll talk about in a second. This one is like, hey, let's just use CGI for everything. And oh my god, it looks so terrible. It looks like a PlayStation 1 cutscene. Now in the TV show, but especially in this movie, the Rangers announce everything they do. They take a minute to provide a stance, and then they go like, you know, Stinger, or they go, it's Morphin time, and they announce their animal or whatever they are. I would just love if when everyone is standing around announcing everything they're about to do, if the bad guy just blew them all up.
All right, it's Morphin time. I'm the ape thing.
And like I said, I was going to talk about the miniature. I mean, that's definitely a real train. Honestly, look at that. Was that even convincing in 1995? Like, were people in the theater like, wow, look at that real train? I really don't think they were. I think they knew. So as the zombie parents are being forced to walk off a cliff, the big hero kid has to like rescue them by spraying them with like a fire hose or something, and I don't know, that whole scene's just fucking hilarious. While this is happening, the Rangers decide to go in the path of Ivan's Comet to have that hit Ivan Ooze. Yeah, I get it, Ivan's Comet, Ivan Ooze. And of course that happens, but only because the Yellow Ranger decides to press the button that is for emergency use only. Now, what does this emergency use button do? Perhaps self-destruct, sacrificing the team to save the planet? Nope.
We have to break his grip!
Desperate times call for desperate measures. What are you doing? Taking care of business.
We're out of here!
Right.
Oh no.
Because children, kicking someone in the balls is for emergency use only. Fuck! And of course, since they discovered their Ninjetti animal food group pyramid powers on that random distant planet that definitely was not Earth or a studio backlot, they're able to rescue Zordon by believing in themselves. And suddenly we're no longer watching a 1995 movie in the final scene, it becomes an 80s movie. Yeah, so the Power Rangers movie sucks, it's awful, but the first 30 minutes are exactly what I want. Just teenagers on rollerblades listening to hilarious music, skydiving for no reason, and punching people in their suits, and like the creatures are blowing up and there's purple mist everywhere. Now that's the good shit. That's good shit. The rest of the movie is like, bad shit. So guys, the new Power Rangers movie is coming out very soon. That's why I did this video. Hopefully that one is actually enjoyable, or at least guilty pleasure enjoyable on the way that this film was for the first 20 to 30 minutes. Guys, thank you so much as always for watching another Hilariocity. And if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.